We've all been there, right? Fumbling with a translation app on vacation just to order a coffee. But what if that app did more than just get you by? What if it could actually help you become fluent? Well, today we're talking about Youdao, an AI tool that wants to be both your translator and your personal language tutor. Let's get into it.
And that's really the big idea behind Youdao. It's an AI platform that's trying to completely change how we think about language tools. We're moving beyond just, swapping words from one language to another and into the world of real, interactive learning.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to explore what makes Youdao tick, looking at its AI toolbox and some really cool hardware. Then we'll cover the super important China caveat when it comes to your data. And finally, we'll help you figure out if it's the right tool for you. So first up, to really get Youdao, you have to understand that it's not just a translation company at its heart. It's an education company. That's its DNA.
Youdao is actually a part of NetEase, which is a massive Chinese tech company. Think on the scale of a Tencent or even a Sony. But its focus is laser sharp on education, and it's all powered by their very own large language model, Ziyue. Now, this is a big deal, because having their own AI means they can tune it specifically for teaching, not just for basic translation.
And this right here is their core philosophy. The AI isn't just there to give you the answer, it's designed to explain things, to correct you, to guide you. The key takeaway is that you're not just getting a translation, you're getting a little mini lesson every single time.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how all that educational DNA actually shows up in the features. What's inside this AI-powered toolbox?
First off, it absolutely nails the basics. It's got powerful machine translation for over 100 languages. It has OCR, so you can just point your camera at a sign or a menu and get an instant translation. It'll even translate whole documents and create subtitles for videos. These are the fundamentals, and Youdao does them really well.
But here's where it starts to pull away from the pack, especially on its home turf. When it comes to translating between Chinese and English, Youdao is pretty much the industry standard. It just gets the nuance, the idioms, the internet slang in a way that bigger, more global competitors often just can't.
Now for the really cool stuff, the learning tools. This is where Youdao truly stands out. The star of the show is Hi Echo. This is not just some chatbot. It's an AI avatar that you can have an actual spoken conversation with. It listens to you, and it gives you feedback on your grammar and your pronunciation in real time. It's like having a super patient private tutor in your pocket 24/7.
And that brings us to our next section. See, Youdao isn't just an app you download. It's a whole ecosystem of tools, software and hardware that all work together. Most people use it through the web or the mobile app, which makes up about 80% of its use, but that last 20% is for something totally different, something you can actually hold in your hand.
And that something is the dictionary pen. Honestly, this is where the text stops feeling like an app and starts feeling like a piece of sci-fi magic. It's a really unique and powerful piece of hardware. How it works is incredibly simple and just cool. You just slide the pen over a line of text in a real physical book. The AI inside instantly reads it, translates it, and then speaks the translation out loud, while also showing it on the little screen. For anyone trying to learn a language by reading, this is an absolute game changer.
So, what's all this gonna cost you? Well, it's a freemium model. The basic app is free, but you'll see some ads. For just $2 or $3 a month, you can go VIP, which gets rid of the ads and unlocks premium features like that Hi Echo tutor. And then there's the pen itself. That's a one-time purchase, running anywhere from about $50 to $250, depending on which model you get.
Okay, so this all sounds fantastic, but before you rush off to the App Store, there's a really important thing we have to talk about, and that brings us to our fourth section, the China caveat.
This is the single most critical piece of information for any user outside of China. Because Youdao is a Chinese company, all your data, every bit of text you translate, every document you upload, is handled and stored on servers inside China.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it breaks down into three main things. First, your data is subject to local cybersecurity laws, meaning authorities could potentially request access to it. Second, any content that's considered politically sensitive might get filtered out or even blocked. And third, for the app to work, it needs a lot of permissions to your phone's camera, microphone, and files.
So with all of that on the table, let's get to the final verdict. How do you decide if the amazing features of Youdao are worth those trade-offs? The takeaway here is actually pretty straightforward. If you're a student learning Chinese or English, doing academic research, or just using it for casual travel stuff, it is an incredible, top-tier tool. But if you're dealing with sensitive company data, you're a political journalist, or you're translating confidential legal documents, you should probably use a different service.
And this quote from our source material really just nails it. Youdao is arguably the best tool on the planet for learning Chinese. But for sensitive business use in the West, its data privacy model just makes it a non-starter. So in the end, it really boils down to this one big question. As AI gets more and more specialized and powerful, how do we weigh its incredible benefits against the data we have to give up to use it? It's a question we're all going to be asking a lot more as technology gets more and more global.